Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got a powerful show coming your way today. We got a powerful show. We're gonna be talking about building bridges, empowering the African diaspora. We're talking about communities. We're talking about people. We're talking about just bringing everybody together, and a lot of families that migrate to the U.S. and you have to be taken care, and you have to have good community leaders. You have to have good people that's going to make sure that everybody is settled in, and you have to create programs and other things to ensure of that everybody's welcome and everybody get an opportunity to enjoy the freedom of being in the United States and learning and being able to grow. And we got a great guest that's going to be talking about all of these things today and a lot of things that he is doing and making sure that the transitions and the people are ready to grow up and be our future leaders of tomorrow and achieve all the things that they're in search of. So, but I cannot start a program without having the executive producer and my co-host here to introduce the show. How you doing, Michelle? How you doing today?
I am doing great. And yeah, this is a very important topic. And we got this amazing guest who's going to talk a little bit about, what their organization is doing and so many more things and kind of like the backstory about this topic at hand. So we're really excited to have him on today's show.
I'm excited about having him on today's show. I've chatted with this young man a few times, and I mean, it's just a delight just to even be chatting with him. So Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely wonderful guest?
Yes, the title of today's show is called Building Bridges, Empowering African Diaspora Communities. And we're having a conversation with Floribert H. Mubalama, the founder and CEO of the Congolese Integration Network. We're going to talk about comprehensive integration strategies, health innovation and technology, sustainable development, environmental health, and the power of diplomacy and community engagement. So a little bit about our guest today. He is, the founder and leader of the Congolese Integration Network, a humanitarian and advocate for refugees and immigrants from sub-Saharan Africa. His work focuses on creating robust integration pathways, health innovation, and sustainable development. Floribert's leadership has been instrumental in fostering international relationships and community empowerment. So please welcome to the show, Mr. Floribert Mubalama. I hope I didn't butcher your last name.
It's well said. Floribert Mubalama.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the show, Floribert. Man, I've been excited ever since I chatted with you about getting you on and about letting the world know some of the great things that you are doing over here and as folks integrating in from Africa and other places that you have programs in place to help them get settled, educate, and just things to keep people from getting in trouble and just getting the education that they need. So, Floribert, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about you? Where did you grow up at? Or what inspires you to do what you're doing? Man, you're doing so many great things.
Thank you so much. And greeting to everyone who is listening to this show. Again, my name is Floribert Hengwa Mubalama. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Unfortunately, in the east part of the country. I said unfortunate because the east part of Congo has been a red zone for 30 years now. So I spent all my young age in a red zone. So the Eastern Congo has been attacked by an economic war that is taking minerals out of the country and sold to international market, black market, unfortunately. But that has been my childhood, a very bad one. And I'm happy that I'm here today to talk about my story. James, I'm here.
You know, I want to hear all about your story. What inspired you to, once you got here, got educated, start doing all the great things? First of all, how long have you been settled in the United States? And how did you get started with your program?
I've been in the United States since 2014. But before I arrived in the United States, I lived as a refugee for 8 years in Malawi. And before becoming a refugee, I was an asylum seeker, not in the United States, but in an African country. So that experience of living forced to flee my country and to become a refugee myself at a young age has really changed a lot of things in my own life. And I took it all of it as a school of life, fortunately. And since I experienced the refugee life, I learned that people, the human nature is different from the one we sees it when we grow up in our own family. So we have to get out of our own family to experience and to understand the meaning of human experience. So that school of life exposed me to the self-discovery, to know who I was and why I was born. That the very most important thing that I've learned as a refugee. But at the same time, it has I was set to become the voice of many. So I don't talk about the voice of the voiceless because they had a voice also, but the voice of the most vulnerable refugees. We were all living together. So we started an organization called Break the Silence, and that Break the Silence constituted a platform where I was advocating for human traffic against human trafficking. I was advocating for the refugees that they were not really were marginalized, or those who did not been educated enough to be able to write their story and submit a compelling story to the United Nations. So we became a beacon of hope for our own refugees, brothers and sisters that we were living with together in the refugee camp. And that was in Malawi, Dzaleka refugee camp, back in Africa. So I go from there, from becoming myself an asylum seeker, a refugee, and also a voice of the refugees, directly from the refugee camp, but also an entrepreneur, because in the camp, that's where I started learning my own skills of becoming an entrepreneur. I started a bakery. From a bakery, I opened a restaurant. I employed my first employees in the camp. I was paying them at the same time, helping the most vulnerable members of the community. So that spirit of entrepreneurship since then has started leading my life. And when I came in this country, it has set me for success by starting the Congolese Integration Network in 2016. So this is how my life started in the United States, and I've been living tremendous experiences since I came in this country. I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so 2014 is when you came and you started, and you started out as a refugee yourself. How difficult was it to, you talk about the school of life, how difficult was it to make that transition to where you felt comfortable that I have learned and now I must teach others? So when did that hit you? Like, okay, I'm ready to be that entrepreneur, be that person that's going to lead and help form and shape others just like me.
Two levels. my motivation when I was in the refugee camp was, first of all, that I was motivated by the fact that I was thinking that there's nothing I can contribute, as the refugee logo set us like people without hands and without legs. So we have just our head and our body, but without any movement, we cannot do anything. So that's how refugee camp are set up. But I used to go a lot to a mountain to look in the sun. And from that mountain, and we named that mountain El Mozario. So when I was going to that mountain, there's a voice I heard, and that voice helped me understand why I was in the camp in the first place. And since then, I went in the camp and I said, I have to do something for my community. But the voice that I heard at the mountain was the first drive in the camp. But here in America, it was the isolation that most of the refugees from the Congo, from the sub-Saharan Africa were experiencing. They were not represented. They didn't have anybody sitting at the table where decisions were made. And I found that, like, me as a community facilitator from the refugee camp and coming here, seeing a community, one community is developing, another one is being isolated, I said, no, I have to do something about it. And I conducted my first community assessment that have led to the understanding of the needs of the refugees and immigrants living here in Seattle. And after the understanding, we did a mapping of the resources that were available. And we start championing now the movement of refugees, voice, refugee advocacy, and also refugee empowerment and community building.
Wow. So we're going to take a station break, but Floribert, when we get back, if you can pull up that video that you showed me earlier, you're going to have to pull it up from your end. I want our viewers and our listeners to know some of the great things that you all are doing. So I think you got it on your Facebook or something, but you have to pull it up and go to the present, and we will share it with them. And then we're going to talk about these great programs that you have created and all the great things that you're doing. So wherever you're watching this at, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life. We'll be back with more Floribert in a minute after the break.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. We got something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what?
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I got my absolutely wonderful guest here. And wow, you are really getting the opportunity now to know who this man is and all the great things that he is doing in the communities, building communities, helping folks out, diaspora. This is a young man that doing great things. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you do is go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask this young man any question that you might have, or if you just want to be part of the conversation, join in with us. Tell them, Floribert, they can join in with the conversation, be part of it. Yeah. So Floribert, first of all, I know that you're doing so many great things, and we're going to show a little clip in a minute, but can you tell our viewers and our listeners some of the great things, or you can start it out, and then I'll turn the clip on. Some of the great things that you have created to help bridge a lot of the gaps and building bridges to bring people together, and so that they know that they're not alone. And in the communities, especially up in Washington State, man, just like I see, we got a family, Nawasa Faith family, watching from Washington State, Tacoma. She talked about CEO, you are my true inspiration. I guess that's one of your peeps right there. That's saying that. So we want to give her a shout out, her and her family. So, oh yeah.
Thank you so much. Before, I want to just share a video of the work that we are doing at the Congolese Integration Network. And as you can see at my screen, let me know if the sound is okay. This is about our journey as refugees and immigrants. So first of all, people should understand what does that mean. And going from there, I will talk to you about the accomplishment, things that we have accomplished as immigrants in this country.
To be an immigrant in America.
To navigate the law.
To rise above language and other cultural barriers.
To overcome discrimination.
To face economic challenges.
To build connections in the community.
And still reflect on the separation from family back home.
At Congolese Integration Network, our mission is to educate, usher, and lead for a striving community. We create a bridge between immigrants, their lived experience, and the community they are so committed being part of.
We start with our children
and we provide early learning opportunities.
Work with daycare providers and teach English as a second language to begin the path toward academic excellence.
We work to insulate families from food insecurity and even help with the basics like diaper services.
We work as navigators between parents and schools. Many parents are still struggling with PTSD, stigma, and cultural barriers. Our parents need help ensuring healthy learning environment for their children.
The Congolese Integration Network elevates their ability with youth mentoring and sports, including basketball, soccer, backpacking, rowing, and hiking.
For our teenagers, we provide counseling, job skills, and diversion programs as our young people make the determined transition into adulthood.
We help our immigrant family to ensure easy navigation into the American, sometimes complicated system. This means finding housing, finding jobs, learning computer skills, learning trade skills, and understanding our changing legal process.
Oh, one more thing. The Congolese Integration Network is embarking on an exciting project to create a safe and welcoming community center to serve as a vibrant hub for vital services, community healing, affordable housing, and community building activities for more than 2,000 Congolese immigrants and refugees, as well as hundreds of immigrants and refugees from other nations.
America is defined by the experience of immigrants. We contribute significantly to the cultural diversity economic growth, and innovation. Our voices, our gift and strength will build and foster our community for the generation to come.
At the Congolese Integration Network, we also know that the right help at the right time can be the turning point. The moment an immigrant feels welcome, feels like they are part of their community, and knows that this is a place they can call home.
Wow, what a powerful message, my friend. What a powerful message.
Thank you so much.
I had no idea that you all was doing all of those different things. And got a network of close to 2,000 families and people. Tell us about this. First of all, how did you get started with this? And how did you grow and get the support? I'm sure you got to have the support from the communities, local government, state government, and federal government in order to bring all of these things together to make it work. Can you talk about those things?
First of all, I have to recognize that this country, America, is a land of opportunities. That is undebatable. It's true. And second, I have to recognize that American people, they are really open-minded people. They are people who are willing to help and willing also to support based on their values. I hope those values haven't changed yet, but I recognize the value of resettling refugees that exist in this country. But the practice of bringing refugees from Africa, from around the world in the country, has changed so many lives. Yet, those who are still new, consider in that process, still need a lot of support for them to succeed. So initially, Congo was considered for resettlement after the many years of war. America opened resettlement for Congolese refugees that were living in Africa. But after 3 months of support, it became apparent that this population from Congo could not continue to integrate because their health profile was yet to be known by the American healthcare system. So initially, I started working on gathering information about the health profile of the Congolese and use the data to inform the American society that there are still elements that are hindering or are constituting barriers for Congolese people to integrate. Apart from the trauma and the internalized stigma that Congolese come with as a result of the many years of war in their country, we still have language barriers to be removed. We still have also economic barriers, which means mentorship around the workforce development, and also many cultural adjustments to be made. And all of these those are activities that have been conducted by other agencies, but they are missing something, a cultural competency around the service that were being provided. And that's what I brought initially. I brought the culture and the understanding of the African, the Congolese culture, and also traumatic experience that they're coming up with in this country. So I was able to interpret and communicate that and gather resources and other partners around me. Those are the people who supported this action. But I also have to recognize the goodwill of the American politics. So my voice was amplified and supported by the voice of our congressmen. First of all, understanding that constituency, because the notion of constituent was it's very new for many immigrants to understand that you have a district representative, you can champion, they can be your champion, and they can sponsor your ideas to influence policies that are impeding you from succeeding. So that notion, I got it from the start. And I start navigating my policymaker, my representatives, my congressmen, and also the community around me. So that's how my voice was supported by the goodwill of all these stakeholders. And to the point where also the university system that helped me to conduct research in this country to be able to communicate, to inform the mainstream organization about who are the Congolese, where are they coming from, and what are the barriers that they have to succeed. And that was what was innovative around the work that I did initially. And that's what set me for success at the early phases of the organization. So that's how I can describe the success, how it came. And today, I think we were able now to start with the women. So because the Congolese women have been, so we have more than 10 million Congolese women that have been raped as a result of war, and other who have children born of rape. So among that population, there have been those who have been resettled and came here with that much stigma inside of them. It was only somebody coming from that place to be able to inform the system that, okay, this has happened, and these are the people who have been affected, and they're our neighbors. How can we support them? I informed on how the support will go to them, and that has worked. And from there, we started a multi-generational support from the mother to the children, and now we have scaled it to the community, and now we are touching the entire African diaspora. So we are now going around and outside of the African diaspora and networking with the African American diaspora and building the bridges that are needed between not only refugees and immigrants, but between also African diaspora, African Americans, and the community at large. It is working.
It's working. And I see Dr. Pauline, she said building bridges needs careful planning. And the film that you showed, the little short clip, shows trust and love between communities and within community. How do you ensure this, during a fragile immigration journey, is continue to grow and continue to prosper?
So first of all, we started now, as I said, we started influencing policies, first of all. And the policies that are holding immigrants in poverty. So by addressing those policies that are holding African diaspora below the poverty line, we start influencing those and championing those legislation and calling for more money to be put into the African diaspora communities. And by addressing the policy, now we are working around now the coalition building, collaboration, and working carefully as well around strategic planning, which is helping us a lot on how to select who to work with and how to align our mission and vision and values, which is also very important as we are doing this work together. So it doesn't only take funding, but it also takes coalition building, because the resources at the end of the day, once we empower the community will take care of itself. That's help us help ourselves, or support us to support ourselves. Invest in us so we can invest in ourselves. So the way to ensure that ourselves to become the beacon of capacity building for our own community, and that's where we are right now.
Wow, hold that thought. This is so interesting, and I'm gonna tell you, Floribert, I'm so happy and proud of the work that you're doing, and I believe that some of the things that you're doing could be the model of a lot of different things that we're doing in the United States, especially when it comes to immigrants, and especially when it comes to making sure that people just don't come, got a handout, free, this, that. If you contribute to society, if you teach folks how that they're going to be an asset, and you teach the government or local communities that this is an asset, not a liability, everybody learns. We're going to take a station break. I'm loving this conversation. You want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on or listening to us on. Ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, Floribert or myself or anybody else, we're going to get you an answer. It's your life. And I tell you what, I want everybody just to smile. Here we go.
I've seen a smile convey I love you. I'm proud of who you are. The one that keeps us close when we're apart. Walking from the darkness of all that we've been through. It seems that there might be a way to leave behind the loneliness we've known and live again life of
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I'm just sitting here proud that we have people that has a wonderful, beautiful, open heart to help make everybody better around them. I know there's a lot of status going on with immigration and all of that, all the stuff that's going on in the political arena. I try to stay away from that. But I know that the United States of America is a land of opportunity, and it's the home of immigrants. meaning that everybody came from somewhere. And it used to be, and I'm not saying it's not like that now, open arms, loving, let's take care of everybody, let's teach and educate everybody, just accept everybody. Let's get rid of the prejudice, let's get rid of all of that, because we all bring value and purpose, regardless of where you're coming from. There's a lot of preconceptions that it's us against them and this and that and all this. I don't buy that. I say that, everybody is in God created all men and women equal, regardless of race, creed, color, this or that. And whatever prejudice that might exist, we had to push that to the side. You had to see the good in everyone. Don't just look for the bad. And this young man right here, that immigrant himself, worked his way, paid the price, doing great things, opening up his heart, bringing communities together, bringing governments together, bringing all of these things. The diaspora is what a lot of people talk about. They really don't understand what that is. Bringing different things together so we can all work together. And this man right here has dedicated his young 40-something years to making sure that everybody gets the same opportunity that he has, and regardless of where you're coming from. And in my opinion, I know that he had created so many great programs, for the immigrants that are coming from Africa and other nations, not just for a handout, but also to give them a leg up in educating them and making sure that they stay off the street, and educating that they understand the value of school, and educating that community are so important, and educating that we have programs to make sure that you don't reverse back, get in trouble, and cause trouble. And I want to pick it up with that right there, Floribert, because all of those things are what you're doing. And I want to talk about some of the programs that you have created to ensure that it's a building of generation, it's a building of expansion, it's a building of this is how you can do it. It's a building of the economy. It's good. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. And here I will start with talking about the programs that we've created to transform lives of immigrants and refugees. If I would talk about youth, because by educating our youth, we are shaping our future ourselves. By investing in them, we are shaping a future. So, but refugee and migrant youth are exposed to a lot when they arrive here in this country. If we don't pay much attention to them, we would be putting our own future in danger. But if we pay attention to them, then we set our future for success. And in our approach to help the youth, we started with, first of all, addressing the child development. So focusing on the underage, so less than 5 years. So that's our early intervention in each family. And we deploy home visitors who are community members speaking the same languages of the families. They begin to go and teach. They teach these parents, refugees coming from Africa, how to understand the American education system and to become the first educators of their own children. So in this space, there is no any teacher. It's only the community or the community organization and the family. So that has helped so many of our community members and their children to become prepared for the American education system. And when they move after that program, we know that exactly when they begin to go to school, they're exposed to peer pressure. And how do we help the peer pressure, address the peer pressure? We address it by stopping the school to prison pipeline. Those are the preventive mechanisms we've put in place to prevent our refugees' children to falling into the prison system. And for those who have failed to integrate, we have what we call a restorative community path. So the restorative community pathways help these who have failed or who have fallen in the wrong direction or wrong hands to come back, heal, and go back again in the community to continue their education or their employment. So we do and accomplish this through mentoring and also physical activity, because we focus only also to help them identify a physical activity, a sport, a soccer, basketball, to be part of. And that is part of their mentorship. And that helps them also adjust learn about the environment, new environment, and at the same time, make new connection. But it doesn't stop there. We understand that youth also need a positive family connections. So we always navigate between the family, the school, and the community. And we organize family meals where parents and children, under our watch, they will be talking and discussing important matters like careers, future, like how should we get married, or should we finish my education before going to the next step of my life. So we have those discussions and those conversations in a space we call positive family connections. So on top of that, we have a program which helping them with their immigration, legal help, because as in a new country, we go through a lot of adjustment. And those adjustments, it just doesn't mean you have a problem with the immigration, but you still have to renew your paperwork. You still also have to file for your asylum seekers or your immigration or citizenship. And that we have to have something in place and people who are accredited, licensed to do that. So we also put them in the welcoming environment.
You mentioned welcoming environment. You know, I cannot wait. You are finishing up your dissertation in our program, led by Dr. Jim Owens and Dr. Pauline Crawford and myself. You will be a fresh new PhD. Real soon, real soon. You're waiting on you to finish up that dissertation, but you mentioned education. Education is so important, and to in order, and especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, because it's the expansion of the mind, it's the expansion of everything. It's gathering and allowing people to come in, bring their ideas to the table, put all of these ideas together, and help create a better world, a better environment. I am so proud to be an entrepreneurologist under Dr. Jim Arms and Dr. Pauline Crawford, and we can't wait to welcome you to the club real soon. Because you already showing all of these things with the programs that you are creating in the environment. You mentioned that the community environment, and you talking first generation, second generation, teaching their kids, that's already been here and migrated, and teaching them what's right and what's wrong and what it's going to require in order to evolve, in order to bring things together. So I'm not going to call you Doc right now, but I can't wait to call you Doc. Real soon.
It's happening very soon.
And I know that Dr. Pauline and Dr. Jim are excited. I know Michelle and I are excited to invite you to the PhD community.
By the way, when we started, we had a fire alarm in the building. It disturbed me. I lost focus a little bit. But I'm happy the situation is under control now.
Sometimes it takes situations, circumstances until they're good at refocus.
Yeah.
And we got Francola. Can you see the question?
That's
that
Francois.
Yes. Can you read what he's saying and can you answer it?
He said the Congolese Integration Network has been serving Congolese and other immigrants for near a decade now. What can be done to help other immigrants and refugees from other states to know about the work of CIN? So that's a very good question, Mr. Francois. The program that we've designed for the Congolese Integration Network are scalable programs. They are programs that can be implemented other places because we have a curriculum attached to them. So with that curriculum, we can have them easily other places, but it takes resources to expand to other places. So that's the only thing that is required or needed to take it other places. We know for sure that Washington State is blessed enough to have CIN, but other states, none of them has a structure that we do have here in Washington State. So for refugees and immigrants from sub-Saharan Africa, Congolese Integration Network is still the only well-structured, strong organization that has scalable programs that can go around the nation.
Wow. Hold that thought. We got to take another station break. But Floribert, I am blown away with all the things that you're doing. And the ideals and just thinking out the box and creating certain things, bringing families together. That's what this world needs. That's what this world needs. They need more leaders like you, my friend. We're going to take a station break. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you got to do is just go to whatever platform that you're watching this on, asking the question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break. Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023. Unified Brain Z and the other organizations, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and my absolutely, when I say absolutely fantastic guest here, Floribert. Wow, ain't too many out there like him. Ain't too many out there got an open heart. Ain't too many out there that knows that evolution evolves, and you have to continue to grow.
Yes.
You have to continue to teach. You have to continue to understand that society is going to change. Change is inevitable, and bringing people together, giving people opportunities to be the best that they can be requires us to be able to think out the box. And that's what this young man is doing. We only got about 4 minutes left in this show. A couple of things we'll talk about real quickly. Can you tell us about the Global Innovation Exchange Platform? Can you talk a little bit about that one? And then I want to talk just a little bit about the power of diplomatic and community engagements. And so if we can sum all that up into like 2 minutes, that would be much appreciated.
Thank you so much. And this is a very exciting part. The Global Innovation Exchange, the exchange program was the idea of the Washington Global Health Alliance. In consultation with its members, and Congolese Integration Network is one of the executive members of the Washington Global Health Alliance. And this exchange, it was designed to cultivate a dynamic innovation community, uniting global health stakeholders, visionary innovators organization, innovators themselves, and those who have the money, the funders. And this collaboration is to drive innovation forward. And we understand that with the new technology coming into place and the artificial intelligence, which is beginning to dictate the future right now, we have to make sure that we are bringing these stakeholders together and coordinate the best idea. We help put funding into those best ideas and direct them to the community. But my role in the exchange program is to advise on the equity and inclusion part of it. So the way innovation have been driven in the past have left some of the continents being named, quote unquote, third world. So in this period, we don't want to have country named third world or countries that have been forgotten. So we have to ensure that the voices of these countries are also at the table of the exchange so that we all move at the same time. And that's how we are now contributing to the space. There are so many big people sitting at the table, and our voice is included, and we are making sure that Africans are not forgotten.
Wow. Hey, so if people want to reach out to you and get in touch with you real quickly, how could they do it? If they want to donate to your program, how could they do it? 30 seconds or less.
We have a website basically called cincro.org, and that's you go there. There's a donate button, and also my name, the name you see on the screen, you can type it in the Google your search bar, and you will see many of the platform I'm involved in, and basically some of them has a donate button. But also, it's not only donate money. We need also volunteers, people who can come in and also add more strength to the work we are doing. So it's part of also your contribution is not just monetary contribution. We need more than that.
Need more than that. Hey, Floribert, man, you've been sensational, my friend. I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. Dr. Pauline Crawford, Dr. Jim Crawford, you guys hit it out the park with this guy. Got to get him back on real soon.
Did I talk about the power of diplomacy?
We didn't, but we out of time right now. Completely out of time. But you know,
we are starting now. All of it.
Yeah, but that's next time. But I'll tell you what, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I'd like to thank Dr. Pauline Crawford for all the great things that she and the University of Entrepreneurology is doing. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another great show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. Just like always, we want everybody to always dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Remember, it's
diplomacy next.
was